Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to create registrant in GoToWebinar on Razorpay Payments. Suppose you are having an online webinar for which you want to add registrants in GoToWebinar, and now you want that whenever a new payment is captured on Razorpay, which is an amazing payment gateway platform for the same webinar, automatically the person who have made the payment should be added in the form of a new registrant in GoToWebinar. So how we are going to do this process automatically and effortlessly? For that we will have to integrate both these applications. And for that we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. Now what we are going to do, we have Razorpay in our trigger and GoToWebinar in our action. So we will be connecting both of them by using Pabbly Connect in such a way that whenever a new payment will be captured in Razorpay, automatically the person who have made the payment will be added in the form of a new registrant in GoToWebinar. And to learn this entire process step by step, let me take you all to my screen. So in this video, we are going to learn that how can we automatically add registrants for a particular webinar on GoToWebinar whenever a payment is captured on Razorpay. Okay, so let's start learning this process step by step. First of all, in order to create the workflow, we have to come on this home page of Pabbly Connect, and here we can reach simply by typing pabbly.com/connect, this URL on our browser. Okay, so after coming on this page, we can find two options: sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, you can directly click on sign in, but if you are a new user, you can click on sign up for free button to create your free new account, and it will take only 2 minutes. Also, at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks to explore this amazing software. Now because I'm already an existing user, therefore I'm clicking on sign in. So this is the all apps section of Pabbly. Here we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. Now to create this workflow, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So let's click on access now, and it will take us towards the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. So here on this dashboard, we can find all our workflows. So here you can find that I have two folders. In this folder test integration, I have saved a lot of workflows. Okay, so in the same manner, you can find your workflows on this dashboard. And now to create a new workflow, we have to click on this create workflow option. So let's click on it, and now a dialog box is appeared in front of us, which is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. So I have given a name to this workflow as create GoToWebinar registrants on Razorpay Payment. Okay, so you can give any name to your workflows according to your choice. Now after that, we can also select the folder in which we want to save this workflow. So I have already selected the folder as test integration. Now after selecting it, let's click on create. And as we do that, we can find that two windows are open in front of us. First is the trigger and the other is action. So what are trigger and actions? Trigger and actions are the basic concepts or the basic principles on which the entire workflow of this automation runs. So basically the automation of Pabbly Connect runs on these two principles, trigger and actions, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is the response towards our trigger. Okay, so let's say in this workflow, we are going to take Razorpay in our trigger and GoToWebinar in our action. So when we will connect both of them through this workflow, automatically whenever a new payment will be captured through Razorpay, a new registrant is going to be created in GoToWebinar for a particular webinar. Okay, so after understanding the concept of trigger and action, let's start creating this workflow. First of all, we will select our trigger application, which is Razorpay. So let's select it, and now in our trigger event, we will select payment captured. So trigger event is the event on the happening of which the workflow is going to be initiated. So here it is given triggers when the status of the payment is changed to captured. So it is written that whenever a payment is going to be captured in Razorpay, this workflow is going to be triggered. Okay, so we have selected the trigger event as payment captured. Now here we can find that a webhook URL is provided to us along with some instructions which we have to follow in order to connect Razorpay with Pabbly Connect. So first of all, let us copy this webhook URL, and then I am going to tell you exactly what we are supposed to do. So first of all, let us go on our Razorpay account. So this is the dashboard of Razorpay, and after coming on this dashboard, we have to go on accounts and settings option from the left side. When we will come on accounts and settings, we can find the option of webhooks here. Okay, so let's select webhook. And here are several webhooks already present over here. Now to create a new webhook, we have to click on this add new webhook button. So let's click on it, and here we have to enter the details. So first of all, in this webhook URL field, we have to paste the webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. So let's paste it here, and for security reason, you can also add a password or secret in this field, but I am ignoring it for now. The next is active events, and the next is active events. So from all these options, we have to select the same event which we have selected in Pabbly Connect. So what we have selected as trigger event, we have selected payment captured. Okay, so let's select the same here also, and then we will click on create webhook. So we can find that our webhook is saved successfully. So let's go back on Pabbly Connect, and here it is showing waiting for webhook response. That means now we have to do a test submission by making a test payment so that the response could be captured here in Pabbly Connect. So for that, let me take you to the page which I have created for payments. So here this is the page which is named as Pab integration, and I have created this page for my webinar. Okay, so whenever a person is going to make the payment on this page, that is Pab integration page, the response is going to be captured here in Pabbly Connect. And before that, let me also take you to my GoToWebinar account. So this is the webinar in which I want to create registrants, okay, which is named as Pab integration. So whenever a person is going to make the payment for this Pab integration webinar on Razorpay, automatically a registrant is going to be created here in Pab integration webinar. Okay, now we will go back on Pab integration page, and here I am going to make a test payment. So as you can find that I am working currently on test mode, just in order to show you how the workflow is created. So therefore I'm going to enter dummy details over here. Okay, so first of all, from the drop down I have selected the name of the webinar. So first of all, from the drop down I have selected the name of the page as Pab integration, because I want that only whenever the payment is going to be made in Pab integration page, then only the response should be captured here in Pabbly Connect, otherwise not. So after selecting the name of the page, let's enter the details of the user. So here the amount is already selected as 7,000. So let's say I'm going to enter the name as demo user, and here in this field I am going to enter a random email. Let's say demo user 56@pabblytunes.com, just a random email. And now we will enter a random phone number. So I'm going to write +91, which is a country code of India. Okay, and now I'm going to enter the random phone number. So after entering all the details, let's click on pay. And here, because I am working in test mode, therefore I'm going to select the card because I have dummy card details. So here I'm going to enter a dummy card number, a random expiry date, card holder's name, okay, and a CVV, just a random CVV number. Let's click on pay now. And now I'm going to enter a random OTP here. Click on submit. And our payment is successful. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect, and here we can find that yes, we have received the response. So we have received the response of the payment for Pab integration page on Razorpay. Okay, so here we have all the details of the person who have made the payment, name of the person, phone number, email, webinar, and the card details. Okay, now by using this response we are going to create a new registrant in GoToWebinar. But before that, I want that only the person who have made the payment on this Pab integration page should be added in the form of a registrant in GoToWebinar. And we do not want the response of every payment to be added in the form of registrant. Okay, so for that what we are going to do, we have to apply filter here. Okay, so let's select filter in our action application. So the filter is the feature by Pabbly which allows us to create the conditions according to our workflow. So here I want that only the person who have made the payment by using Pab integration page should be added in the form of a new registrant in GoToWebinar for my online webinar. And all the payments are not required. Okay, so for that what we are going to do, we will select this label from Razorpay as Pab integration. So this is the name of the page, and here we want that whenever the page is equal to Pab integration, then only this workflow should continue, otherwise not. So every time a new payment will be captured in Razorpay, the filter is going to check for the condition, and if this condition which we have applied is going to be true, then only this workflow is going to continue further, otherwise not. Okay, so for the same reason we have applied filter here. Now let's check this condition by clicking on save and send test request. And here we have received the response and our condition is true. So now after setting the condition by using filter, let's move on and we will now create registrant in GoToWebinar. Okay, so let's click on plus sign to add one more action step here. And now in our action application, we will select GoToWebinar. So let's select it. And now in the action event, we will select create registrant. Okay, click on connect. And here from the given options, we can either choose add new connection or we can choose select existing connection. So if you already have an existing connection with GoToWebinar, you can directly click on select existing connection. In order to create a new and fresh connection, I am going to click on add new connection. Okay. So here after clicking on add new connection, we have to enter two details over here, from time and to time. So in the from time, we have to enter the start time of the webinar, and in the to time we have to enter the end time of the webinar, and we have to enter the time in UTC format by using this way. Okay, so let us just copy this first of all and we will paste it over here. And now let's go and check what is the time of our webinar. So here it is given that our webinar, which is named as Fab Integration, is scheduled on Tuesday, October 10, 2023 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. IST. So the time is given in IST format. But here, because we need to write the time and date in UTC format, therefore we are going to change this. So here I am going to use UTC to IST converter, and by using this I am going to convert the time. So here first of all let us change the start time of the webinar. So the start time is 10 a.m. So I'm going to write 10 a.m. in IST, and we can find that 10 a.m. is 4:30 a.m. in UTC format. So the same we are going to use here. Okay. So first of all let us change the time from 10 to 4:30, 04, and I'm going to change the 00 as 30. Okay. So here the time is changed. Now we are going to simply change the date also. So I am going to change the year as 2023. The month is 10th and the date is also 10th. Okay. So we have entered the from time. Now we will simply copy it and we are going to paste it here in to time also. Okay. The date is the same. Now we are going to change the to time. So let us check what is 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. in UTC format is 11:30 a.m. So we are going to change the time accordingly, and here in the time I am going to enter 11:30. Okay, and the date is same. So let's click on, and the date is same. So we have entered from time and to time in UTC format. So in the same manner you have to enter the time and the date. So in the same manner you have to enter from time and to time. Now let's click on connect with GoToWebinar. So now you can find that GoToWebinar is connected with Pabbly Connect. So let's move on, and now we have to enter the name of the webinar, so which is already selected as Fab Integration. The next is first name. So the next is first name, last name, email. So we have received all the details of the registrant from Razorpay response. We are going to use the same details in order to map the data here. Okay. So what we are going to do, we will simply, so here first name and last name are required separately, but in the response from Razorpay, we have received the combined format, that is first name and last name together. So how we are going to map that? For that we will have to add one more action step here in between, and we will format the name. In order to format the name, we are going to use text formatter by Pabbly. Let's select it, and now in the action event we will select split text. Okay, so basically we will split the name into separated fields, that is first name and last name separately. Click on connect, and here we have to enter the text which is going to be split. So I want to split the name. Here I'm going to select it and we will map it. So the name is mapped. Now because we have mapped this name instead of entering it manually, every time a new response is going to be captured from Razorpay, automatically the field of this name is going to be changed according to that new response. But if we will type it manually, then it will become static and it is not going to change with every new response. Therefore, mapping is very important step of this workflow. Okay, so whenever we will map the data from our previous response, automatically with every new response, that data is going to be changed. Now the next is separator. So the separator is the value through which we want to separate the text. So here it is given that if you want to use space as a separator, then we have to use this format. So I want to use space in order to separate the name. So I will simply copy this format and will paste it over here. Done. And the next is segment index. So here from the segment index we are going to select all, because we want both the first as well as the last name. So I have selected the segment index as all. Now we will simply click on save and send test request. And we have received the response, and the name is split into first name and last name separately. Now we are going to use this response in order to map the name. So let us move on, and now we have to click on connect once again so that we can refresh the connection, as we have added one more action step in between. So let's click on connect, and we will go with the existing connection only. So now we will map the name. So here we have received the name in the separated format from text formatter by Pabbly. So we will map the first name, and in the same manner we will map the last name. Done. The next is email. So let us map the email from Razorpay response, and this is the email of the user, and because we are mapping all these details, they are going to change with every new response. Okay, so let's move on, and now I will enter the phone number. So let us search for the contact number, and it is mapped. So here we have mapped all the details of the registrant successfully. If you want, you can also add some more details over here, but they are optional, therefore I'm ignoring them for now. Okay, let's click on save and send test request. And here we have received the response and the status is approved. And we have also received an ID for the registrant, and we have received this ID. That means a new registrant has been created in GoToWebinar. Okay, so let's go and check. And here we will open this Pabbly integration webinar. And here we can find that one person is registered. So let's click on it, and here, yes, a new registrant is created over here. So the name of the person is demo user, and with the same email and the date, a new registrant is created. So in the same manner, you can register hundreds of participants automatically without any manual process by just setting up a simple integration between Razorpay and GoToWebinar. So here, this was the full workflow, and these are the steps which we have to follow in order to create this workflow. So this was it in this video. I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but you can easily integrate many other applications by using Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can easily email us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any query, you can easily reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you are having any pricing related issue with Pabbly Connect, you can easily reach out to the website given over here. Now, if you find this video helpful in any way, do not forget to share it with your friends. And also, please like our videos and subscribe to our channel to learn more such automation.